Some 19,000 seats for representatives of the people are being contested by some 200,000 legislative candidates.
But how many votes does a legislative candidate actually need to win a seat in the House of Representatives?
In a general election, getting as many votes as possible is where the individual candidate's battle lies. But it's becoming increasingly hard to garner a lot. Long before voting day, a candidate has to work very hard to promote themselves to the public, or at the very least to their constituency. For those who are already serving in office, the work is much easier. Many feel the only way they will get the votes is by distributing banners, posters, billboards, leaflets and T-shirts in locations they consider strategic. All those moves, however, do not come cheap. In the 2009 general elections, 44 political parties were vying for 171 million votes, meaning that one seat at the House of Representatives, DPR, was worth 100,000 to 130,000 votes. In 2014, the story is very different, and candidates have to work harder than ever for a seat. With the final voters list now carrying 185 million names, and the political parties taking part numbering 12 national parties and 3 local, the number now runs at 230,000 to 250,000 votes per seat. The number of votes needed to get a seat at the House is obtained by dividing the number of valid votes with the number of seats competed. For example, if in a constituency there are 100,000 valid votes and the number of seats representing the constituency is 10, then the 100,000 votes have to be divided by 10. So one seat will need 10,000 votes. Candidates this year not only need to garner more votes to get a seat, but have to face mounting vote abstentions if reports and forecasts are to be believed. Various research has shown that the number of abstentions has only been rising as the years go by. In the 1999 general elections, the first after the fall of President Suharto, abstainers accounted for 10.21% of voters. In the 2004 general elections, that figure was already more than double, at 23.34%, and in the 2009 elections, it reached 39.1% of total voters. It is this harsh reality that legislative candidates running for a seat this year have to face up to. While they must present themselves in an attractive way to voters, their fates are closely linked to the political party they represent. Those political parties which 5 years ago dominated the polls, such as the Democratic Party and the prosperous Justice Party PKS, have lost most of their shine following a string of corruption scandals. While the Democrats faced graft accusations linked to the construction of the Hambalang Sports Centre in Bogor, West Java, PKS's image was tarnished by another corruption scandal linked to the import of beef. The cases have claimed both parties now former chairmen as well as other cadres. Golkar Party, that of long-time strongman Suharto, although surveys have shown its electability as being among the top 2, still has to deal with the electability of its unfavoured presidential candidate, party chairman Abu Rizal Bakri. With the public also becoming more informed and politically mature, as many surveys have shown, voters are also increasingly becoming cautious when casting their ballot. Party fanaticism is no longer a determining factor in the way it used to be, while the importance of individual figures remains strongly anchored in the psyche of the nation, and often accounts for more than the party that individual belongs to. This is best and most obviously evidenced by the electability of Jakarta Governor Joko Widodo, better known as Jokowi, which far exceeds that of the nonetheless popular Indonesian Democratic Party of Struggle, PDIP, which gave him its presidential ticket. The public is getting smarter and smarter, and this, each legislative candidate should not forget, is the key to winning their seat. To reap votes, the old ways, such as buying votes with money or goods, no longer works as well. People now appear to be saving their ballot, not for figures who are proficient in dishing out promises, but for those who have a track record and a knack of firmly upholding them.